Kenya Cup playoffs, always promising because there is a lot at stake and teams want to win it. A lot also of talking points in matters to do with the English Premier League. Trust you me, always that menu is full in what maybe some people will term as the never-ending football league. But first of all, let's start with matters to do with athletics. We know there is a team that will be doing duty for the country in this year's edition of the Africa Cross-Country Championship that is slotted for Algeria. The Kenyan team, we have 30 in the camp. They are saying we are trying as much as possible to do all that we can so that when we go out for that duty, we'll be able to bag those medals. Robinson Okenye has been camping in Embu, and now he tells us what should be expected from that team and maybe what are some of the prospects that we have. Okenye, if you can hear me.
Afternoon to you, Moses. We are here in Kigari in Embu County. The weather today is very perfect. It's beautiful, a bright day that we are having. Remember, the past 1 week it has been chilly and the county has been blessed with rains, but today the weather is different. And the preparations for the Africa Cross Country Championships have hit higher notch. Now the gears have changed. Remember, it's only a few days to the African Championships that will be held in Algeria. And the team that has been selected is expected, to continue with the norm that has always been in the past 4 editions. That is to keep winning the the African title, rather the team title, and also the individual awards that have always been coming Kenya's ways. Remember, this will be the 5th edition of the Africa Cross Country Championships. The first 2 editions were held in South Africa. That was in the first edition was held in 2011, then the second edition in 2012, both in South Africa. Then in 2014, they were held in Kololo in Kampala. Then in 2016, they were held in Yaoundé, Cameroon. That was the first West African country to host the African Cross Country Championships. And this year, they are moving to North Africa. That is in Algeria. And remember, in the history of these championships, Kenya has never lost the team title event. And in all the editions, that is both in the men and women's category, they have always been won by Kenyans in the past 4 editions. So if you take a look at the past winners, that is in the men's and women's category. In 2011, we had John Mwangangi and Mercy Cherono winning in the men's and women's category. Then in 2012, we had Clement Langat and Joyce Chepkirui winning in the men and women's category. In 2014, we had Leonard Basoton and Faith Kipyegon winning in that. And then in 2016, which was the most recent edition, we had James Rungaru and Alice Aprot. Remember, Alice Aprot failed to make the cut for this year's championships after she failed to make the top 6 in the national trials that we had. So the team that was selected, we have 30 athletes who are here at the Kigari training camp who are sharpening their iron to make sure, that they go to Algeria to make Kenya proud. And, just to take a look at what to expect in Algeria. First, in the junior category, we start with the ladies junior category, where we have the only athlete here who is out to defend her title, and that is Mariam Cherop. Remember, she won in 2016 in Yaoundé, Cameroon, and she says that this year, the competition will not be as last year. Remember, the people that she was competing with, a number of them have graduated into the 10-kilometer race. That is the men's 10-kilometer race. So this year it is all going to be different, and she expects to defend her title. In the boys category, that is in the boys junior category, Edward Zakayo, we spoke to him yesterday, and he says that he sees no challenge. Remember, he won silver in the under-18 World Championships that were held in Nairobi. So he says he expects to win this year's tournament that will be in Algeria. Of course, it will be alongside the likes of Stanley Waithaka and Ronex Kiprotich. And you also look at the seniors category. Now, this year will not be having Geoffrey Kamworor, who's the World Cross Country Championships, take part in the championships. Remember, Kamworor is preparing for the World Half Marathon Championships that will be held on the 24th, and these championships will be held on the 17th of March in Algiers. So we'll be having new faces in the men's category, and Alfred Barkach, who won the national title in the championships that were held at the Uhuru Gardens, says he's not scared of the challenge that is ahead of him. He's ready to take up, fill the shoes of Kamoror in this championships. We take a look at the ladies category, where we have Sandra Felix Chebet and Stacey Ndiwa, who expect, to be competitive amongst themselves and bring a medal back home. And we have the likes of Self-Interest Paul, who is also experienced in this, and they're saying that this year they're going to bring that. Remember, in the National Cross Country Championships, Stacey Ndiwa won the nationals, where Sandra Felix was second. Then in Commonwealth trials, Sandra Felix won the 10,000 meters, while Stacey Ndiwa came second. So the competitiveness between the two is expected to be a blessing to Kenya. We spoke to Coach John Kimeto, who is in charge of this team, and he said that this year he expects a lot from the new faces that have come into the team.
One thing, as a coach, I always believe in bringing new faces into the limelight of every championship. For example, mostly I train junior athletes, and every year in out, I produce new athletes who come up and take new positions in terms of in the team in Kenya, or in terms of the map of Kenya based on athletics. So not having Kamoror is not a disadvantage to the senior team. In fact, it is an opportunity for the rest also to showcase themselves, that they have got the ability, that they are the new talents, they have got what it takes to be able to replace Kamoror as he graduates to the marathons.
Now, Moses, those are the words of John Kimeto, who is the head coach for the African cross-country team that is training here at Kigari in Embu. And remember, the team will be leaving earlier on, this week on the 13th, to Algiers in Algeria, where the championships will be held.